The dimly lit living room of the Connor household was heavy with the scent of old wood and the lingering aroma of toasted bread. Jackie Harris stood before a tattered full-length mirror, frantically adjusting a silk scarf that had seen better days. Her eyes, wide with a mixture of terror and a desperate, flickering hope, searched the reflections of her nieces for any sign of validation. "How do I look for my date?" Jackie asked, her voice trembling slightly as she turned to face Darlene and Becky. "I want my outfit to say that I am available, but not too available, and that I am 64, but I have the sex drive of a 40-year-old who is newly married and possibly on a tropical vacation." Darlene, leaning against the kitchen counter with a look of dry, clinical amusement, nodded slowly. "You look great, Jackie. Truly. Just be calm and be yourself." Jackie squinted at her, her anxiety spiking like a fever. "Those are two very different instructions, Darlene. If you have to choose one, which is it?" "If you have to choose one, be calm," Darlene countered, crossing her arms. "It is really scary getting back out there in the modern world, and you have to find the right dating app. I started off with one that I thought sounded appropriate for a woman of my vintage. Precious little time. I thought it meant that you would not waste time with people who were not right for you. But it turns out it is an exclusive platform for the terminally ill who are still sexually active." Becky winced, but Darlene only snorted. "Well, you know those people are going to want to do the freaky stuff. Nobody wants to die in the missionary position." Becky ignored the banter, looking Darlene up and down with genuine concern. "What do you have for being underweight and depressed?" "Wow, I guess somebody got a glimpse of themselves in the window on the way over," Darlene snapped back. "I was actually at Planned Parenthood, which is a very practical place to go if you are poor and actually planning for parenthood." Becky's eyes widened to the size of saucers. "You and Ben are having a baby? Smart move. Lock that hunk of Grey Day down while he still has his original knees." "First of all, it was Ben's idea," Darlene corrected. "Second of all, we are just talking about it. I just wanted to see if I am healthy enough for the endeavor." "And are you?" Jackie asked, momentarily distracted from her own vanity. "Oh God, no," Darlene admitted, slumping into a chair. "I am out of shape, my blood is iron poor, and my vitamin levels are dangerously low." "Is that from being vegan?" Becky asked. "No," Darlene said. "Healthy vegans are fine, but I am a trash vegan. It turns out coconut, caramel, fudge, swirl, soy, ice cream is not the building block of a healthy diet." A few hours later, the heavy front door creaked open, and Dan Connor walked through, looking weary from a long day. Behind him followed his half-brother, Ed Jr., who was grinning like a teenager who had just successfully pulled a prank. "Hey, you guys left Grandpa Ed's place a few hours ago," Darlene said, looking up from her book. "What took so long?" "Well, I took him to that abandoned mall parking lot and taught him how to do ice donuts," Ed Jr. bragged. "We scared the car right out of the parking lot and onto the sidewalk. We scared the hell out of that mom with that stroller," Dan added, though his voice lacked his brother enthusiasm. He looked toward the coffee table. "I found a box of my childhood stuff at the house." "Oh, wow," Darlene said, leaning forward with genuine curiosity. "I have never seen anything from when you were a kid, Dad. I cannot believe your father held on to this." "I do not think he wanted to hang on to it," Dan muttered, eyeing the box with a deep, historical distaste. "Anything in this box, 50 cents. That gives you a pretty good idea of his emotional attachment. He was basically running a garage sale of my memories." "I tried to give him the old man car, but he would not take it," Ed Jr. told the room. "I do not want his car," Dan snapped. "He treated that car better than he ever treated me." Darlene looked at the family. "This may come as a shock to you all because he hides it so well, but Dan did not have the best relationship with our dad." "What? You got me there, bub," Ed Jr. laughed, clearly missing the tension. "You want a cup of coffee and some cookies, Uncle Ed?" Mark asked, entering from the kitchen. "Yeah, and you do not have to call me Uncle," Ed Jr. said. "It makes me feel like a museum piece." Mark returned with a tray. "Here is your coffee, Uncle Ed. Is this cookie soft enough for your dentures?" "Have your fun," Ed Jr. chuckled. "I will pretend to be the old uncle." "Oh, he is confused again," Mark whispered loudly to Harris. "He does not know that he is related to us." "Hey, you guys should knock it off," Harris said, though she was looking at Ed Jr. with a strange, contemplative intensity. "He is barely related to us." "No," Darlene said firmly. Harris, we talked about this. You cannot date your uncle. I am so sick of this family and all of its crazy rules. Harris shouted, throwing her hands up in frustration. Mark reached into the box of childhood items and pulled out a rolled-up piece of paper. What is this? Can I have it? Stop being so rude, Harris said, swatting his hand away. I want it. What is it? It is not yours, Ben, Darlene said, reaching for the paper. It is mine. It should not be in here. Oh, that is not nothing, Ben said, taking it from her with a smirk. It is your college diploma. You never mentioned you actually finished college. It is no big deal, Darlene said, looking at the floor. What did you major in? Environmental science. Ooh, I hope the government brings that back, Dan joked. I hope those jobs pay good. You are going to be drowning in student loans, huh? I will be all right, Ed Jr. said. Hey, do that thing when I am old again and I cannot hear good. That was really funny. Dan looked at Ed Jr., his eyes narrowing into slits. The old man paid for your college, didn't he? Yeah, he did, Ed Jr. admitted. Good for you, Dan said, his voice dropping to a low, dangerous rumble. Meanwhile, at an upscale French bistro in the city, Jackie was standing awkwardly by the bar. The maitre d', a man named Pete, was ignoring her with professional precision. You can drop the phony French accent, Pete, Jackie said. I do not know if you remember this, but I used to babysit you when you were, say, sank. So you are not getting the table, Pete replied in a flat Midwestern accent that was entirely devoid of charm. Merci, garçon, Jackie muttered. She looked around, feeling the weight of being a woman alone in a room full of happy couples. A pair sitting at a nearby table noticed her distress and offered a warm smile. I cannot believe how rude they are being just because your friend was a little delayed, the woman said. Would you care to join us? The man added. Oh, no, that is very nice of you, Jackie said, her social anxiety flaring. But my date should be here any second. He is a teacher, so he is probably turning some child life around at this very moment. Of course, the woman said, but it would be our pleasure, and you could break the tie for us. We are having a debate about that couple over there. I say esteemed publisher and aspiring young novelist. I say hooker and John, the man said. Well, there is no way that man is a hooker, Jackie said, finally cracking a smile. Oh, well, I do not know. I guess I could join you. This is the first time I have tried using a dating app. Oh, those apps have changed everything, right? The man said, holding up his phone. I can turn the light on in my guest bedroom from here. Watch this. Oh, I just opened the garage door. There go the cats. He tapped the screen frantically. Fix this with your honey, Janelle. Oh, crap. I started the car. Well, it is good the garage door is open, Janelle laughed. You two are so cute, Jackie said, feeling a genuine warmth. We are, right, the man said. By the way, I am Ron. This is my lovely bride of 30 years, Janelle. Hi, I am Jackie, and I want to buy both of you another glass of wine for being so kind to me. Oh, they have my favorite wine here, Ron said. House. All right, Janelle said, but if you're going to be buying the wine, then you're going to have to join us for karaoke after dinner. Oh, I love karaoke, Jackie exclaimed. I do a fantastic Thriller. You know, not many people do the dance moves correctly. Oh, that is great, Ron said. We finally have a third for Love Shack. Back at the house, Ben was sitting in the kitchen while Darlene attempted to do push-ups on the floor. Thanks for keeping an eye on Aunt Darlene, Mark said, walking through. She is doing girl push-ups. I thought you had to be a girl to do those. Tell Beverly Rose to get off my back, Darlene wheezed. I am doing the best I can. You know, Becky said, if you just tell your kids that you are thinking about having a baby, you could work out in front of the television like a normal person. It is not worth answering all those questions until it is real, Darlene said. Plus, I am trying to avoid junk food, and most of it is currently ground into the carpet downstairs. Hey, you got a minute? Harris asked, walking into the room. Hey, Harris, what are you doing up here? Darlene asked, stopping her exercise. I came to see which insurance plan you have for me. I can buy one at work, and I want to see if it is better. Okay. Well, you don't have one here, so that one is definitely better, Darlene said. What were you doing on the floor? Harris asked. Were you exercising? You never exercise. Hey, your mother was an athlete, Dan shouted from the other room. When she was a kid, she played basketball. You are 2 feet tall, Harris said to Darlene. Who did you play against? Alvin and the Chipmunks. Seriously, why are you doing this? I just want to get swole, dog, Darlene said. EW. You will tell me the truth, right, Becky? Harris asked. Becky grabbed Beverly Rose. Come on, Beverly Rose. Nothing good is going to happen here. Thank you, Becky, Darlene said. All right, Harris. You are mature enough for me to just put this out there. Ben and I are thinking about having a baby. How do you feel about that? Harris stared at her for a long, silent minute. You are old, and it is embarrassing, but I do not care, because I do not have to live here anymore. Let us always talk just like this, Darlene said. If I am not doing anything else, Harris replied. I know you took the good bath towel to your apartment. Bring it back. Harris walked downstairs and found Mark. You have got bigger problems than towels, she whispered. Mom and Ben are going to have a baby. What? Mark asked. Why? Because she is insane, Harris said. She is like 1,000 years old and frail. Well, then I have got to tell her not to do it, Mark said. She does not care what you say, Harris noted. Mom is having a new baby. You are out. The next day, Jackie walked into the kitchen carrying a massive bouquet of flowers. Wow, are those from the math teacher? Becky asked. No, he stood me up, Jackie said. Oh, that. They are from Ron and Janelle. Nice couple I met who let me sit at their table so I would not be humiliated. A couple sent you flowers? Becky asked. That is odd. Where else did you sit? Oh, stop that, Jackie said. They are nice people. We had fun together. They sent you red roses? Becky pressed. That is romantic. Don't be ridiculous, Jackie insisted. They have been married for 30 years. They are regular one-person-at-a-time people. Becky picked up the card. Can't wait to visit the Love Shack with you again. Jackie, that sounds like pile of people at a time people. Oh, that is just the song, Jackie said. We sang that song at karaoke, and then we went and got hot chocolate, and then we walked along the Lamford River, and then they walked me to my car. They said they had a wonderful time and that they would like to see me again. Jackie, Becky said slowly. That is a date. They want you to be part of a throuple. What? No, they don't. What is that? It is the fun of a threesome with the drudgery of a relationship, Becky explained. Becky, I am not going to stand here and listen to you jump to conclusions, Jackie said. I have to get ready to meet them at dance class. The 3 of us are going to tango. In the living room, Ben was trying to sit Mark down for a talk. Hey, buddy, ready for a little piano lesson? No, Mark said. I want to talk to you. Why are you forcing my mom to have a baby? Whoa, Ben said. I do not know who told you that, but I am not forcing your mom to do anything. Is she forcing you? Mark asked. Well, no, Ben said. It had to be somebody's idea. Nobody just does that kind of thing for fun. All I can say is that we love each other, okay? And we are just thinking about it. You are a liar, Mark said. She is not going to turn down having a baby with you. You are the hottest guy she has ever dated. Hey, the liar comment was hurtful, Ben said. But I cannot argue with you that I am the hottest guy she has ever dated. It is really not that, Mark said. That is weird when you say it. I am pretty sure that your mom does not want me talking to you about this, Ben said, leaning in. But I'm just going to go on and jump into the old dad waters for the first time here. You are worried that if we have a new baby, you won't have a place in this family, but you will. You'll be a big brother, hotshot. Dad Waters is not a thing, you idiot, Mark said. Don't tell your mom we talked, Ben whispered, or that I said Dad Waters. Dan was in the garage when Darlene walked in. What are you doing here? She asked. You were supposed to be helping Ed Jr. over at your dad's house. He pretty much finished the drywall, Dan said. He can handle it from here. He is a smart kid. He went to college. Oh, so that is what this is about, Darlene said. I saw your face when Ed Jr. said Grandpa paid for his college. You are so good at reading my face, Dan muttered. What is it saying now? It says you think you got a raw deal, and your eyebrow is telling me you want pie. Yeah, that is easy, Dan said. I always want pie. Nope, Darlene said. You cannot eat your feelings until you tell me what they are. I don't have any feelings. You know that. Oh, Darlene said. Okay, Dan relented. It would have been nice to go to college. You never talked about wanting to go to college, Darlene said. There's a lot of things I do not talk about. I'm only talking about it now because of the pie. I wanted to design cars. Really? All through high school, I filled up notebooks with my designs. My art teacher thought I really had something. But the old man would not give me a dime. He said I was not college material, like he would know. So what? Darlene asked. You want to punish Ed Jr. every time you hear about something nice your dad did for him? That is not his fault. I know I should let it go, but I cannot, Dan said. And if I don't, I am going to wreck my relationship with the kid. The only way to let it all go is to get some kind of closure with your dad, Darlene suggested. Yeah, Dan said. Man, it would be so much easier if he was still alive. I could sit down with him, hear his side of it, and punch him right in the face. Jackie was at a spa with Ron and Janelle, her feet submerged in warm water. It is awful nice of you to treat me to this, Jackie said. I do not know when was the last time I had a pedicure. They took off so much dead skin, I think I went down a shoe size. Listen, you guys have paid for everything this week, and I am starting to feel like maybe I owe you, I don't know, money. Nonsense, Janelle said. It is nice to have someone to spoil. Our kids are grown, and, well, we do not like them. I just cannot imagine not having you around, Ron said. Oh, would you look at that? Jackie said, noticing their expressions. Jackie, Ron began, this is awkward because we have never done this before, so we are just going to say it. We want to invite you into our relationship, which right now feels like the most natural thing in the world. And, Janelle added, reaching for Jackie's hand, there is the other one. So we were looking for the right person, and then, out of the blue, you found us. Oh, well, I have never found an us before, but here us is, Jackie said. It is kind of a surprise. Really? Ron asked. The red roses, the love shack, the locket. Oh, this is a locket. Jackie asked, looking at the jewelry around her neck. Oh, and it opens up, and there is the three of us. So what do you say, Jackie? Janelle asked. Do you have room in your life for us? Well, it is a big decision, Jackie said. Do I have a little time to think about it? Of course, Ron said. It is important to us that you want this as much as we do. Well, I will say, Jackie noted, if I brought you both home to meet my mother, it would kill her so. That is a big check in the plus column, Ron laughed. Darlene found Mark in his room. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Stress ironing, Mark said, moving the iron frantically over a shirt. I talked to Ben, Darlene said, and he told me that you were worried about a new baby coming into our lives. I just want to tell you that everything is going to be fine. You are going to die, Mark said. What? Women in their 40s have the highest risk of dying in childbirth, Mark said. Strokes, kidney failure, hemorrhaging, infections, preeclampsia. I do not know what that is, but it happens right before eclampsia. All right, slow down, Darlene said. Where did you get this? The Mayo Clinic, the American Medical Association, and the National Institutes of Health, Mark listed. Oh, maybe I'd better have a look at that, Darlene said. What happens if you die, and I hate the baby because it killed you, and then I have to take care of a baby that I hate? Mark, take a breath, okay? I am not going to die, all right. I am a Connor. We do not just drop dead. We break down early, and we linger so that we are a burden to the next generation. You cannot guarantee that you are going to be okay, Mark whispered. Mark, look, the numbers say the odds of me dying in childbirth are 1/100 of 1%. I guess that is not a lot, Mark admitted. Yeah, Darlene said. Seriously? Look at me, Darlene said. That is not possible. How do you know? I do not have a baby yet, and Ben is the hottest guy I have ever dated. Dan and Ed Jr. were standing in a secluded field at dusk. Okay, Ed Jr. said. This was Dad's spot. You going to tell me why we drove all the way out here in Dad's car? I just wanted to see where he used to come to sit and think, Dan said. I get it, Ed Jr. said. It is so deserted. You could scream out here, and nobody would hear you. Look, I know you are really mad about the whole college thing, Ed Jr. continued. Every time I hear about all the good stuff he did for you, all this rage and resentment comes boiling up again, Dan said. I have got to put an end to it. All right. Look, it is not my fault what he did for me, Ed Jr. said. All right. But if you want to go, take your best shot. But I am a biter. I did not come here to fight you, Dan said. I appreciate you giving me the car, man. Well, why don't we go back into the car where it is warm and talk about it? No can do, Dan said. I loaded up a trunk with fireworks, illegal stuff from Michigan. I got something called a Patriot candle. It is basically just a stick of dynamite. So we drove all the way out here with a trunk full of explosives? Ed Jr. asked. Holy crap, that is really cool. Yeah, it was, Dan said after a massive explosion rocked the field, leaving the car in pieces. I feel better. Just had to exorcise some demons. I had to get closure with Dad to keep him from screwing up our relationship. Jackie walked into the Connor kitchen. Hey, it is just me. Ron and Janelle paid for my nails, but Becky, you were right. They want a throuple. No, Becky said. I am guessing that is a couple plus one person who is wearing someone else's hair. No, it is when 3 people have an equal relationship, just like a couple. Are you actually considering this? Darlene asked. Maybe, Jackie said. I mean, they are fun. They treat me with respect. When is the last time I had that? I think that Ron and Janelle might be the person I've been looking for all this time. Are you sure you're ready for this? Becky asked. What happens when Ron wants to have sex with you? Or Janelle? Or Ron and Janelle? I will deal with that when we go up to our lake house in Door County next weekend, Jackie said, her eyes wide with a mix of excitement and terror. Back at the house, Dan was sitting with the baby. You know, it is a shame there are no pictures of us together when I was a baby, he said to the infant. I remember the first time I babysat you. You were easy. DJ, Dan yelled, see if there are any frozen waffles in the freezer. Crystal is listing the same thing about frozen waffles. It is because she doesn't know the secret. Dan handed a frozen waffle to the baby. Come here, girl. Chew on this for a while, little lad. Yeah, it is going to make those gums feel better. Ah, he is slobbering. Well, that is why you use a waffle. It has got all those built-in drool cups. The end.